Munchkins and viewers alike, it's me Munchie and welcome back to a Munchie Talk discussion of good and bad Craigslist pet ads. Today is a special occasion, as you can see by me just dressing up. Of course, it's Christmas time, it's the holiday season, so there will be ads that are dedicated to trying to win over people for the holidays. Hey, I'm giving away my pet. Here's their complete setup, jacking up prices. Or at this time, people are deciding, hey, we are no longer interested in this animal, we're gonna rehome them. But thankfully during this holiday season, I was able to find 11 good and bad ads. And there's a lot of good ads in here, and I'm super happy because lately it's just been nothing but really bad. There will be one really bad ad, but we actually took action on this ad, which is wonderful. I'll discuss with you guys about the specific ad when it comes up. Now, for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Munchie. I also run my own rescue for small mammals such as hamsters, gerbils, and mice. So this is why I'm mainly on Craigslist looking around, seeing if there's any in need of animals. But today I dedicate this video solely to the point of, one, think adoption first. Hopefully these videos encourage you guys to stop shopping and start thinking about adopting, because these animals listed, they, at no fault of their own, most likely, did not cause the owner to want to give them up. The owner decided they didn't have enough time, money, energy, and they just see this as a burden on their part, most likely. Now, this is only for adoption, because of course it's Craigslist, it's people rehoming. But the second point of these videos is encourage education. If you are unaware of something that is being shown to you and you see it and nobody's addressing it, you will just overlook that item and you might not know. So there's been people in past comments saying, thank you for making these videos, I was not aware. And also you guys do contribute to these videos as well. You leave comments letting me know, hey, I know you're not a snake person or a bearded dragon person, but I just want to leave a note for maybe this is the reason why this doesn't look so great, is because, you know, you forgot this, but it's okay because we understand. So thank you guys, and let's get into the video, because this is like your favorite series. I know we are shining a light on negativity while we're also trying to encourage positivity. So it is a balance here. Nothing is ever going to be one side. There's always going to be black and white. You are not going to just get a happy, perfect ad every time. The first ad, right off the bat, is a good ad. Winter white hamster. Male winter white looking for a new home, unsure in age, but I am assuming adult senior. He is a handable but will need some time warming up. Super sweet, super active. He'll come with everything I have left for him. Food, big bag of shavings, DIY bin cage, asking $50. What is good about this? Now let's just look at the main bin photo. It is a 50-gallon, 200-quart sterile light bin cage, and we at the rescue use these types of bin cages for hamsters, but they have DIY'd a lid. It looks wonderful. It looks so pretty. So let's take a look at what's inside there. Water bottle, which looks like they kind of DIY'd it with an old Tiny Tales water bottle clip. You can kind of tell because, you know, I've reviewed so many of them, so I know. But that is a really good Oasis All Living Things water bottle right there. It looks like underneath it there is the food dish. It looks like there could have been a ledge, or that might have been just a DIY little thing in there. It's a hide. It's definitely a hide. It looks like it has a hide. It looks like there is some DIY egg cartons going on in there. I cannot really see any chew toys in here, so maybe not good, or they could be underneath the bedding. It looks like we have the flying saucer. Now there is a big debate between United States care and the United Kingdom's European care of hamsters. So European, they don't like treadmill, aka flying saucer wheels, but in the United States, if they are the appropriate size, use them. But again, people do say if you are going to use them, don't have them in there all the time, or have them in there with a traditional classic wheel. But for us in the United States, we're not really pushing that care. We have not really seen anything super bad. You just got to make sure that their spines are not curving, that they should be running straight. If you notice they are curving, upgrade the flying saucer treadmill wheel. For Syrians, there are Syrians that currently are using a flying saucer in my care. One used to be, because I switched him out recently, used to be my stunted boy. And so he was able to run completely straight at the base of the 12-inch flying saucer treadmill wheel. So that was completely fine, but I want to let you guys know that my cats are using the litter box while I'm making this video. Oh, you guys are so naughty. But I wanted to let you guys know about the difference between these two things here. So for me, I don't see this wheel as being a problem. However, this is a winter white and they do get rather chunky, so it might be a good idea to upgrade that 7-inch flying saucer to an 8-inch or a 9-inch wheel for your winter white. For Campbell's Russian Dwarfs, it depends on the hamster itself. I've seen some thin ones, I've seen some chunky monkeys. You just gotta watch your hamster, know your hamster's body type, and if you get the sense of, that might be a little bit too small for him, switch it out. So it's not bad care here. I want to say, you know, there could be more stuff in here. There's a lot of space. I don't know what wood shavings these are. That's the thing. They did say that they have a big bag of shaving. Now, if we take a look here, they do look thick. They do look hard. So it might be aspen. So that might be a good thing. And we do see a ball that is not currently in use. That is smart, but it also can be dangerous. Unfortunately, I've had my hamsters have a ball hide that they were using. Unfortunately, they got their toes in there and they did cause an injury that way because the ball wasn't in motion and they were trying to climb on top of it. Honestly, in my opinion, these balls should not be used as hides, but people say exercise balls as hides is totally okay. For me, I'm not going to because it personally did affect me and I'm like, nope, this is not what it's intended for, so I'm not gonna do that. Good, it's good care, it is. And I have a rating system for those of you who are not aware. Let's just quickly go over it. Number 5 is positively perfect. Number 4 is just doing a good job so far. Number 3 is needs improvement. Number 2, I still am kind of in the air about what I want to call number 2, but for now we're gonna say, wow, not good. And number 1 is downright neglectful and sad. So this right here is a number 4. It's just doing a good job so far. Next one, unfortunately, isn't the greatest. Dwarf female hamster 40, female dwarf hamster, food included, water bottle, bedding included, running ball included, cage included, might have to buy a new one, broken at the top and had to tape it shut. $40 for a broken cage, and you could probably already tell it's a KT Critter Trail. These are below the square inch minimum in the United States, no matter if you try connecting multiple cages together. As you see here, this poor hamster was only stuffed in one cage. So that debate about, oh, well, they're meant to connect is going to be thrown out the window because a lot of new time pet owners want a one and done deal for their cage because they think it is right. When they see it, they say, okay, it includes everything, right? Because that's what the box says. And if you want to connect more, it's possible. One and done deal, people are always just so confused by that. And this one is the Critter Trail Runabout Habitat. Now, I don't see KT themselves selling it. I see third-party sellers on Amazon selling it. So I don't know if they're trying to phase this one out. But the broken part in this picture that you're seeing might actually be the wheel. Now the wheel is, of course, an exercise ball, which is not the greatest. It is wide. It probably can fit a dwarf in there, like this Sunfire Jungarian hamster. You can tell by the coloration that is indeed a Sunfire Jungarian. But just taking a look at this one picture, it's inappropriate care, broken cage. You're selling a hamster with a broken cage, and there's no real description about the hamster, so you can't really get a feel for what this hamster is. But just seeing the picture itself, at least we have chews in there, at least there's a water bottle in there, at least there is a tunnel in there, but it's not really that big. There is good bedding in this one. They do have the right type of bedding, but I want to say it just needs improvement because it's not the worst KT Critter Trail. It doesn't look like the cage is dirty at all. It doesn't look like it's in dire need of rescuing or saving. So it needs improvement. This person, unfortunately, was just uneducated. And now we're taking a turn and we're going back up that roller coaster here to a positive cage and a positive ad, which kind of breaks my heart because I'm going to read it here in a second, but this is good stuff. I got so happy when I saw this. Mice and cage, $30. Looking for a good home for 2 female mice. My daughter has lost interest. Daughter, what are you doing? I love mice. They are so much fun. Oh my gosh, just watching them run around, react to your voice, react to chewing on treats. It's adorable. Oh my gosh, how did you lose interest? Bad. I love them. So it breaks my heart when you hear somebody just lost interest. But the good part is this is incredible care, and the parent who is listing them really does care a lot about them and where they go to. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure we got them this past spring. So they haven't really had them for long, which is unfortunate, but still, it's good care. It's good care. They're in a long DIY IKEA cage, perfect size for a Syrian hamster. The cage measures 63 by 14 by 14, asking for $30 of a rehoming fee, which is incredible. That is not full retail price. And there's a lot of stuff that comes with this enclosure. Whoever gets these mice, you are going to be treating them super nice. The mice come with everything you need to provide for them in their cage, their wheels, their food dishes, extra food, extra bedding, toys, etc. This is the perfect ad. Seriously, I don't think I've ever seen such a perfect ad before. So let's look at the first photos of them both together. They even created their own DIY lids. Wow. Wow, this is so cool. Look at this. This is so neat. They are connected because you can see, I believe right there is like a little tube. Maybe it's a PVC pipe. Yes, they are connected. There is a PVC pipe in the next photo. But look at that. They have two wheels in each side. They have appropriate Oasis, All Living Things water bottle that I use. They have like bendy bridges in there. They have what looks like enough bedding in there. They have a bunch of different materials that they can chew on. Mice chew just as much as gerbils. Gerbils, I feel like, chew a little bit harder, but mice, they really like getting to work on chewing and making nesting materials. That's what my mice in my care at my rescue usually do. They like taking apart the wood. They like taking apart the straw. They love it. It's so much fun watching them go to work. But I love this so much. And I don't see anything bad about this care. I want to say, have I ever given a rating for Positively Perfect? Because this is what this is. Positively perfect. I love it. You guys possibly might have found a flaw in here, but for me, just looking at it right off the bat, wonderful. And they're not trying to get your money. They're trying to rehome these animals, and it's great. All right, next one is another winter white dwarf hamster with large bin, home, toys, and supplies. We do have on the screen items calculated on the side you see there. I will talk about that here in a second. But anyways, winter white dwarf hamster with large bin, home, toys, and supplies. I can no longer take care of her, so she needs a new home. She is very friendly and loves to play outside of her bin. She has never bit to me, but loves to run a lot. Rehoming fee for just her, $10, plus everything else is $110. Total cost is $120. Now, I did, from all these photos that you see here, I looked into the cost of this because that is one of the highest rehoming fees that I have seen in a long time. I actually went ahead and calculated everything I saw in this picture here, as well as the stuff that was off to the side that I could easily identify. I went and I did all the items at max price without them being on sale to see how much it would come out to. And I included the hamster in this price. Now, total before tax is $114.14 from all the items that I see there. The items are mixed with Petco and PetSmart. You can see the PetSmart reptile coconut hide in there and the PetSmart bendy bridges. Clean and cozy, colorful bedding right there, the green one, that's from Petco. The small hide is from Petco, but the chew toys are from PetSmart or Petco because there is some KT apple orchard sticks in there. The other supplies are from Petco. You can see the DIY water bottle over there. That water bottle is specifically from Petco. Like, I already know what a lot of these are because I personally have them. And I've had so many things come and go. I know the prices for a lot of these too, but I went online, I looked at everything. The total after tax is $125.55. And the bin, which I could not really identify, but if we're going off of like the appropriate size bin, it looks kind of like a 200 quart, 50-gallon Sterilite bin cage. And I also put that bin calculation in with that total price. That is full retail right there. So unfortunately, a lot of people during this time will either rehome the animal at, half of the price they paid for it because they want it going to a good home. They've already used the stuff. They already know that, they can't get their full money back and they just want the animal going to a good home. Putting that at a very high price tag at almost full retail value is crazy. Maybe she did, say for instance, purchase some of these things on sale. Then that would also mean that the total price would be lower than her listing price for the entire setup, which is bad. So this person saying I can no longer take care of her, she needs a new home. She's trying to make her money back, and I can't put this as positively perfect, even though the setup is great for a winter white Hungarian hamster, except for there's no sand bath in there. I forgot to mention that winter whites or any sort of dwarf hamsters or Syrian hamsters, depending on the specific Syrian, they do need sand baths. But yeah, I can't put this as positively perfect just knowing that they're trying to make all of their money back. And we don't know how long they've had this poor hamster for. So I can't rate this that high. I just have to say, doing a good job so far. Next is bearded dragons. I have 2 juvenile bearded dragons for sale in separate cages. Now, I'm just gonna say right now, they don't look like juvies. They look like adults. They really do. So it's either they're doing a good job or they're not correct with the age, but it's okay. Bearded dragon only for 100 each. Bearded dragon with cage for 175. Great gift for the holidays. Don't say that in your ad. The ad in question makes me a little iffy because it's like, oh, you're listing them both around the same time. You're listing them at a really high price. There is Ollie being hyper in the background here. Hi, Ollie. Hi. Their setups aren't bad at all. Now, you might be seeing some sand in there. It doesn't look like calcium sand. It does look pretty natural, but they may be feeding their bearded dragons. Hi, Minty. Hi. Oh my gosh, all these animals are distracting me now. Hi, yeah. They might be feeding their bearded dragons in a different enclosure or outside of there. So while you don't want to be feeding them on sand directly because they can't impact and they can't digest that and they can't get it out of their systems, and that's very bad, some of these people might be feeding them elsewhere. But this one looks very healthy. They look like they know what they're doing. They have a basking light from what we can see. And the other one also looks like they have a basking light too. It looks like there's 2 dome lids. And they do have big enough hides. They do have a big enough, what looks like a big enough area for that. It does look pretty big. I can't tell you exactly what gallon tanks those are from the depth and the width. They're just too close to the glass. So I can only say that this looks pretty okay. But I do want to share with you guys why I say that this price right here is a little bit high, especially for the bearded dragons that are being listed right now with their complete setups. They're not being listed for about $200. That's really high in price. And these morphs for the bearded dragons don't look very special. There is specific morphs that are a little bit higher if the lister knows what they're doing, but it kind of just looks like they want to get as much money out of these guys. For this ad, I just want to say they're doing a good job so far. I don't see anything wrong, but if you guys do, let me know in the comments down below. Now, this one is the one I want to tell you the story about. Free bearded dragon, cage not free. The cage is $200. Free bearded dragon. The terrarium is $200. See list below. It says extra terra terrarium, under tank heater, 2 heating lights, 1 ceramic heater, 1 red bulb, 24 fluorescent light strip, 2 back screens, 3 pieces red slate, 3 pieces decorative wood. My son has decided to stop taking care of his pet, so I need to find a home for him. Bearded dragon is approximately 9 years old and in need of some tender, loving care. Holy moly. So as you can see here, this poor bearded dragon is very skinny. Now, whether or not they've had them for 9 years, I really don't think they've had them for 9 years. I bet you they got them off of Craigslist, or the bearded dragon was previously rehomed, because if your son just decided one day to stop caring for it, I feel like that would happen sooner rather than 9 years later. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like this could have just been maybe within a year. I didn't ask questions, but my rescue contacted them. We said, hey, we understand your son did take care of him. Thank you at least for helping out this animal, trying to get it seen by people that would want to step in and help it. I know of some reptile rescues around here that would love to take him in and rehabilitate them. Would that be okay with you? And the father was super sweet with me. He was the nicest man, saying, yeah, sure, let's do it tonight. I went and I picked him up, and then I transported like about an hour away to the rescue that was going to take him, and they love him. He's sassy, I was told the last time I talked to him. They don't know what to name him yet, but we did pass him off to our good rescue friends, Cuddles and Scales Rescue here in Washington State. My rescue friends and I coordinated it, and we got him safely to people who could care for him until he's back up to speed. Because we were told that he wasn't given food or water for a while, and you can really see it in the enclosure. He looks so skinny, and when we got him, I didn't get any pictures of his back end, but his ribs were showing and his hips were sticking out. I love it. I was able to help him out, and a lot of these ads too, I can reach out to people, and I have reached out to people in the past, especially when it came to neglectful looking ads that I'm like, I need to step in and see if I can help. Or I just pass off this information to people that are close in this area because I network with people. But guys, just letting you know, please do not play rescue if you are gonna take on the responsibility of a rescued animal because you feel bad for them. They're being kept in a smaller enclosure, you wanna help. Make sure you're prepared for the responsibility because you might be holding on to that animal for a while. Make sure you have everything it needs first, and make sure you do not have a time frame. If you don't know where the animal is going and you're going to just pawn them off to a rescue thinking they're going to take them, what happens if that rescue's like, oh, I'm sorry, miss. We know that you were expecting us to just automatically take in the animal you rescued, but we don't have room right now. And what happens if they tried another rescue and they declined them, and another rescue and they declined them, even though they were intentionally, in the beginning, doing a good thing, trying to save this animal? They themselves, if you have a time frame and if you don't coordinate before you get the animal, you yourself are just putting that animal and yourself into a situation you should not have been in. So please, everybody out there, when you see these videos, and if you want to do what we do here, which is rescuing, fostering, make sure you are committed. Now, for these videos, I hope that you can think adoption first, and if you have the time, space, and the joy in your heart to have an animal, go for it. Otherwise, please don't play rescue, because you might not have the time, the money, the living situation, etc. So please keep that in mind. So as for the setup itself, it doesn't look the greatest. There isn't really a lot of good places for this poor bearded dragon to perch. One of the lights is not really needed. It is a very large enclosure, so that is good for him, but there's not really a basking area. Now, over on the right side, I believe that is the food dish. That is a bad place to be putting a food dish or water bowl, but it looks rather sad in here. So unfortunately, even though there is some things that are right, there's other things that are wrong. So this enclosure setup just needs improvement. And of course, the beardy needed care. I mean, it's just so bad. Oh, but we're so happy that we were able to help out that bearded dragon. Now, let's take a look at some more positive bearded dragons. Bearded dragon, and this one is very positive too because they're not trying to make their full money back. Bearded dragon 100. Looking for a good home for my juvenile 1.5 years old bearded dragon. I wouldn't say that's really a juvie. That's more like an adult at that point, but okay. Hasn't had a lot of interaction or being held. Needs to be able to be in a home where someone had time to play with him. Comes with a 70-gallon tank. Woo! That's a lot. For adult bearded dragons, it should be about 40-gallon breeder or larger. 55-gallon tanks are not large. They actually go in reverse, so make sure it is a breeder and or it is a 75, 100, you name it. But this is great. 70-gallon tank, 3 heat lights, a heating pad for tank, hammock, water dish, 2 eating dishes, and extra food or sand that they have. Again, with the sand, it doesn't look like it is calcium sand. It looks natural, so the risk of impacting is less. However, people still don't want them to be on sand in the first place. However, they might be feeding them outside of the tank, but as you see here, there is lettuce inside the tank. After having worked at a pet store and using both carpet and sand, the sand is not calcium sand, I really didn't see for the ones that we housed sand being such a problem. But that is just something to keep in mind. Carpet, I have seen a problem with carpet, surprisingly enough. One of the bearded dragons actually got their claws stuck in it and they broke their arm by trying to just get their claw out of it. So there is downsides to both. You just gotta make sure you do your proper research. Bada bing ba boom. This setup looks great. It does. And just looking at the domes up top, there's a basking one and there's a UVB bulb. There's a water dish for them. Everything looks clean. It does. This looks great. I mean, maybe add one more height in there. That's not a bad thing. You know what? This is just shy of possibly perfect. So I'm gonna say it's doing a good job so far. I mean, you could definitely add more to it. So it's not like the perfect, the best one. So this is good. This is just good. I like it. Yeah, moving on. Now the next one I'm going to leave for you guys. So down below in the comment section for number, gosh, what number is this? This is number 8. So for number 8's ad, I want you guys to evaluate and tell me what you think of this setup. So I won't even give my own opinion. I'll let you look. Bearded dragon and roaches. Rehoming fee of $200 includes a breeding colony of roaches so you will never have to buy crickets for food. Lizard, 20-gallon tank, lighting, and warming for both. Tank accessories, care accessories like tweezers, cricket container, etc. Basically everything that you need to take care of her indefinitely. I can tell you right now, that's a no, but I'll let you guys tell me in the comments down below. She is super sweet, loves to be held, and loves to roam around the room. Let's take a look at her. She looks like an adult, so you can see that tail filled out right there. There's a very large water dish. There's a small dish. There is a food dish over in the corner there with the veggies in there. Looks like there is a basking spot with not basking rock, not a heat up basking rock, but just a rock in there, a slate. There's another slate in there, and then there is nothing At the bottom, no substrate or anything except for newspaper. So there is that 20-gallon tank. There is a thermostat that looks like it's in there. Please tell me, guys, what is right and wrong and what is your rating for this ad? Leave them down below. All right, so the next one seems to be, from what I can tell, pretty positive, and I can tell you for a fact that this bearded dragon that you're about to see, yes, we're doing the beardies today, this bearded dragon is indeed a juvie. It's a juvie beardie because he is young, he's not completely fulled out like an adult. It says, bearded dragon, cage heat, and IR bulb, lamp, and water dish, 130. Moving, and I have to sell this loving little pet. Well behaved, loves to be held. I'm including everything you'll need, everything you can see in the pictures. I did the clay hide log all by hand. All in all, this is a heck of a deal, hoping they can go to a loving home. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them. So when he says he did the clay himself, this is a pre-made clay. Look at that right there. I think that might actually be a hide inside. So he has a big perch up there. He does have a slate. I don't see any water or food. It could just be not in view and or not in the enclosure, but that is a pretty impressive piece right there. I don't exactly know what tank that is. It could be a 20-gallon tall. It seems pretty big for that juvie, but I feel like that juvie, just by looking at him, will be getting bigger here. So I want to say the setup is not going to be as perfect as we might have hoped, because I feel like that tank is smaller than a 40-gallon breeder tank, which is like right around the minimum for an adult bearded dragon. We can see the dome 2 light setup up top there, but if we look down below, there's a scorpion, there's a tarantula. This person is obviously a collector of many different species, which is very interesting, but the bearded dragon does look healthy, doesn't look like it has anything going wrong with it, but I just feel like just needs improvement. I feel like there is stuff that could be done about this. It's not like the most perfect thing, but it seems like this person does care at least where this animal is going. 130, I can't tell you that's a right or wrong price, just because this is a personalized enclosure. He did do the clay himself, so I can't tell you about like time and labor, how much that went into making that specific enclosure. But yeah, we'll just say it's around needs improvement and also doing a good job. It's just kind of like back and forth. So moving on. 2 female guinea pigs. I have 2 female guinea pigs that we need to find a home for. My family doesn't have enough time anymore to give them what they need. They like to play and chase each other. Absolutely love peppers and broccoli. They are very tame and love to be held, don't bite, and love cuddles. They will come with their cage, 3 huts, hay, kibble, food container, 2 water bottles, and a couple of toys. We also have a little bit of bedding for maybe 1 more cage change. We are asking for a small rehoming fee of $30 for both girls and everything included. So that fee right there for rehoming fee, that's wonderful. That is great rehoming fee price. But if you take a look at the setup, unfortunately there is rust on that cage. I hate rust. If I see rust on a cage, I think it's dirty, I think it's unclean, I think something has just been sitting there or eating away at the cage bars for a while. It's something you don't want to have your animals exposed to. You don't want to expose them to rusty metal. And of course, if we look up close, that cage is the KT Complete Guinea Pig Kit. This is not appropriate for 1 guinea pig, let alone 2 guinea pigs. And the bedding they use, I can tell you from experience with guinea pigs, don't have them on KT Clean and Cozy. It builds up so much ammonia, it stinks, it gets everywhere. It's not good for guinea pigs. Fleece is the #1 thing they should be on. I can only see 1 hide in the photo, which is where the other guinea pig is. The guinea pigs, they don't look too bad. They look young, but they don't look too bad. But it's just the setup is not that great. Definitely needs improvement. So this is just needs improvement because it's not like it's in the most horrible conditions. I mean, it looks like they do have clean bedding in there. It doesn't look too dirty. Wire is driving me absolutely nuts, but in this enclosure, I can't see hay, but they did mention that they will include hay. So that's why I'm giving it just needs improvement, because your guinea pig should be in at least a minimum for 1, a 2x3, and 2, you could do a 2x3 too, but that's like really bare minimum. It should at least be a 2x4, and you can look at the CNC cage sizes for guinea pigs online and check that out. For the good ending to this video, let's check out one of the better ads for guinea pigs. Rehousing female guinea pigs. Now I just want to make a note. I feel so bad because a lot of these good ads in this video are great. But the downside to this is these animals, even though they have exceptional care, they are getting rehomed. And their current situation, they look fine in, but unfortunately their situation is going to change and you just don't know if that care is going to be provided by somebody else. So wish all these animals luck, everybody, because guess what? These animals, if you ever wanted to adopt, I mean, look, there is some good setups. There is some good ads. So hopefully this encourages you guys to think adoption first. But this one says rehousing females. 3 guinea pigs, all female, have been housed together since babies. All 3 are bonded and cannot be separated. I am looking for experienced individuals. All pigs are socialized and have been checked out by a vet recently. One of them looks like it appears to have trauma to her foot caused by nerve damage. There's nothing wrong with her other than the fact that she doesn't like her feet touched at all and will pluck her feet when nervous. I have built a large C and C cage for them that is the correct size and space for 3 guinea pigs. I have all accessories and bedding, fleece that are needed for their care. I can no longer care for them due to my schooling program. They are used to the basic care of guinea pigs, which means veggies daily, vitamin C tablets daily spot cleaning, monthly nail trimmings, and weekly deep cleans. I am asking a rehoming fee of $75 cash. Serious inquiries only, which everything you see included. That is such a generous rehoming fee for what is provided. It's great. Included items, cage, fleece, liners, potty pads, shoes, pellets, pay. What's pay? Oh, they probably mean hay. Vitamin C tablets, water bottles, hides, hay bag, cleaner, playpen, and carrier. And if we take a look at the next photo. Isn't this photo amazing? They are all together eating their fruits and veggies. This is great. I love it. You see a bunch of chews in there. You see big hides. Now people can say, well, the hides should have multiple exits and entryways, especially if you can easily get 1 or 2 piggies out of there with ease, then that's okay. You can definitely add more to the setup you see here, but for right now, it looks great. I mean, that bending bridge might be a bit small. Okay, you know what? I guess that is not a positively perfect thing. So it is almost positively perfect, but it's just doing a good job so far. So this is great. I like it. You can see the liners down below underneath the fleece. So this means that this fleece is not double lined or triple lined or even lined with 1 U-Haul pad underneath to absorb the pee. It looks like they are using just a regular 1 fleece that has potty pads underneath. So we're done, and I'm happy because we ended on a positive note. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit like to show the support, comment down below with anything you would like to say, including that one ad that I told you guys to tell me about down below. I love to hear what you think about that specific ad. And if you're new here and would like to be a part of the Munchkin family, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.